Muy buenas a todos, bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista en Eurovision Info. Estamos hoy con Unami Tsunami, un grupo creado por tres componentes. Chicos, bienvenidos. Muchas gracias por aceptar nuestra entrevista.
Gracias.
Es un placer estar con vosotros.
Igualmente.
Thank you for having us and welcome to Eurovision Info.
So much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good evening, guys. So yeah, as Antonio said, for our international audience, we are today with Umami Tsunami, which is like a group or like project that was formed and very recently, and Kyle, Christian, and Magnus they joined recently for this project specifically for Eurovision, for MGP and then Eurovision, hopefully. And they will be taking part on the first semifinal next Saturday for MGP 2023 with their song Geronimo. Hi guys, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And
thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, means a lot.
Don't worry, our pleasure. What was your reaction when you find out that you were taking part in MGP, or how this everything started? Like, how did because we know that Umami Tsunami is not only you, like they released other songs, because it's like a group of music collective, like consisting of different people, like singers, producers, songwriters. So how this thing started and ended up in MGP?
Yeah, so I got a phone call from the spokesperson for Subwoofer, Carl Henrik. He shot me a phone call saying that he was like, could you like record like real quick something for a track I've made? And I was like, okay, let me listen to it first, you know. And then I recorded, I listened to it, and he told me that this was for MGP, and he asked me if I wanted to join in on the craziness, and I was like instantly, yes, of course. But let me check with my parents first.
Of course, yeah, because you're underage, so we'll talk more about it later. So you didn't know each other before this project?
No, I actually got to meet Magnus and Kyle 1 hour before our audition. So we first met 1 hour before our audition, so it's crazy. But I would say at the moment and where we are right now, it doesn't feel like a put together group. Like, they're one of my dearest and closest friends, so it just feels like, you know, a group of best friends that gonna own the stage.
Yeah, but it's actually kind of crazy. We met at the restaurant like an hour or so before going into the audition, so it's kind of crazy.
Nice. So this happened like in summer, right? Like around summer.
Bueno, it was more maybe fall.
Yeah,
like summer fall.
Okay, great. So yeah, as I said, you already answered to the question, like how this project started, and now more about the songwriting process. You said that the producer of Subwoofer wrote the song, so you just record a demo, and you all recorded a demo separately, or you did first Kyle and then the others joined, or how this song was came to life?
On the track, I believe I heard not Magnus or neither Christian, but I think I heard first I think it was Björn Olav. Yeah, which is also a participant this year on MGP.
Yeah,
he's one of the co-writers of this song. And I believe it was his voice. I'm 90% sure. But like simultaneously, me and Magnus recorded the vocals.
Okay.
All right. So we had like that version with me and Magnus. And then what was it, like 2 days or something prior to the audition?
Yeah, it was 3 days prior to the audition. Yeah.
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 You joined, Christian.
Yeah,
I joined,
Christian.
so
Okay.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that it would have been so much better if we had a third member.
Yeah.
And then 2 days before, Christian just let me hop on, and here we are. Here we are.
Here
Yeah.
we are.
It worked perfectly. So yeah, nice. So you planning on releasing more music together after this hit, which is already like doing a great numbers on Spotify and other platforms. So do you think that you will record something together inside, like as Umami Tsunami, or like either inside or outside?
I mean,
think-
I'd be down for more Umami Tsunami, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, me too, definitely.
Yeah, that can happen in the future. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, that sounds great. And now, more specifically about you, one of each of you, could you please tell us a little bit more about your background? Like, how old are you? Because you said that some of you, like, you are still in the school, and you have like like different lives, you know, like in the school, and then
yeah.
like artistic star life, whatever. So, do you know, like, what's your background in? Like, you all sing, or some of you like are more into singing, others are into dancing, because we know that Kyle also is a dancer, and we also know that Kyle speaks Spanish, and that's why we wanted to interview you also, guys. So because we in Spain, Euro fans, are a little bit crazy. We are a little bit passionate about Eurovision. So as soon as we see a connection with Spain, we go for it. So
Yes.
yeah, you can tell us a little bit more about your life in general.
We should start.
Magnus, maybe?
Or Manus.
Yeah,
Manus, go for it.
I can go first.
And maybe Kyle, if you can do your part in Spanish. So
Okay, sí, sí.
so
Vale.
you save our translation part for this part.
Sí.
Okay.
Pues,
Should you go
eh,
first?
Whatever, yeah.
ok. A ver, no, a ver, ¿qué has dicho ahora?
Que puedes, you can start if you want, or it doesn't matter. Like,
Ok, pero ¿en español o en inglés?
sí.
¿En español?
En
Sí, sí.
español, sí.
Vale, entonces, pues yo me llamo Kyle Alessandro, tengo 16 años y soy un artista. Y nada, soy medio español y medio noruego. Así que, o sea, en plan, mis padres se han criado en España. O sea, mi padre es español, pero mis padres se han criado en España. Mi madre es en Noruega, pero se ha criado en España. Así que he tenido mucha conexión con la cultura española. Así que la
Familia
música...
en España.
Sí,
familia.
eso.
¿En qué
La
parte?
música...
¿De qué parte?
¿Qué parte?
Sí.
Pues de todas partes, la verdad. Mi abuela, que la llamo Yaya, es de Salamanca,
Sí.
y tengo familia en Valencia, así que parlo una mica de Valencia.
Sí.
¿Y qué más? Y Andalucía es lo más, o sea, donde tengo mi conexión, o sea, de verdad, porque, o sea, en plan, mi familia han estado ahí muchos años ya, aunque sean de otras partes de España,
Sí.
o sea, han estado ahí muchos años, y mi padre se ha criado en Málaga y mi madre también. Así que eso.
Qué
¿Y
guay.
tú has dicho que eres cantante y también bailarín, o a qué te dedicas?
O sea, a mí me gusta hacer ambas cosas porque, no sé, me encanta la mezcla, o sea, hacer como un show, ¿sabes? Me encanta hacer un show, un espectáculo. O sea, me gusta, o sea, ¿cómo se dice? Especialidad, ¿se puede decir?
Sí, especialidad, sí.
Eso, es cantar y bailar a la misma vez. Eso es lo que me da más bien.
Sí.
Y nada, eso espero que lo transmiten ahora en el sábado.
Sí, seguro que sí. And what about the other guys?
Should I go first? Yeah, I can go first.
Go for it.
My name is my full name is I go by the artist name Magnus Vinjum, but my full name is Magnus Vinjum Andersen. And yeah, I live in Norway and Lillestrøm, and I go my second year is at college. I think it's called college. Yeah, and what can I say? I like to play football. I've been playing for like 10 years. I like writing music. I like performing on the stage. I like being with friends. I like watching TV series and play games. Yeah, I'm positive for this project.
Nice.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Christian. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Norway as well. I currently live in Oslo. I'm a singer-songwriter and I study music production at the moment.
Nice. So you are from different ages, like you are Kyle, you are the youngest, right?
Hey.
And
Yeah, I'm the middle one.
yeah, you're the middle one, and then
And
Christian.
I'm the oldest.
That's cool. Okay, and now yeah. So talking more about the song, which message do you want to share with the people and with the audience, with the song and with your performance? Because we see that it's a very upbeat song and with a very positive message. But can you tell us more about the meaning of the song and yeah, what you want to share with the people?
I mean, it's literally just power, fuerza, literalmente. O sea, it's very driven forward. It's like you have to continue even though everything is telling you to not do it. You just have to have that like flame ignite inside of you, and you just have to go for it. Porque eres la hostia. Eso.
Yeah, like
100%.
the song's name is Geronimo, and Christian have mentioned this before from another interview, but I think it's quite cool because the name is Geronimo, and we can all say when we jumped in the pool as kids, Geronimo, you know?
Yeah.
It's like just jump in it, just go for it.
Yeah, we say the same in Spanish. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. And yeah, and what can we expect on Saturday performance? Like, it's gonna be like a very energetic and full of dance and choreo performance. And what about the lightning and the outfits? Like, what do you want to show to the people with this with your song and the performance?
I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be so much power and so much energy. Our goal is for the listeners and the people that watch it to not be able to just sit still. Like, they have to get up and dance and move. And it's going to be a lot of lightning, a lot of parts of the song, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild.
Nice. So we expect like a really energetic and powerful performance.
Yeah. To not spoil anything, the outfits are gonna be not plain. It's gonna be like very, very cool, but
Futuristic.
It's gonna be futuristic. But it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be too much on the eyes, you know? The show is what's gonna be like, wow, hostia. And choreography wise, we're like pretty dance heavy, I would say. There's a lot of dance. And I think this is gonna go very well. And there's a dance solo in the middle of it.
A dance break.
A dance break is
we love a dance break in Spain.
Eso.
as you remember from our last Eurovision entry. So,
sí, la channel.
Yes, so yeah. Do you think you will change the performance if you go to the final and then if you go to Eurovision, or you think that it's ready to go anywhere?
I think this performance is so well made by Kevin Haugan that it could transmit the same message, like even if you're so far away. Like the choreography and the whole performance is very big, so it's like it fills the stage, even though there's a lot of room to take, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
A few days ago, we know this year the autotune is available in Melodi Grand Prix.
Yeah.
What you be using? How do you feel about it for us?
We haven't actually talked about that.
I think it's not going to be like this crazy sort of autotune. This is like the standard autotune that they use in TV productions. So I mean, on one side, it's if you sing bad, it's gonna sound bad. Like if you have autotune or not, it's gonna sound bad. So you like still have to sing, of course. So I mean, if you sing with autotune badly, it's gonna shine through, you know. It's gonna be like so super wonky. It's gonna be like, you know.
Autotune only pulls you to the first right note that autotune thinks right. So if you mess up a note, then autotune actually can make it worse for you.
Yeah, but I think actually it could be pretty good, because if you use it like as a tool, it can be such a cool effect on your voice. Just not too much of it though. We don't want to fake anything, but it can be a cool effect.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
especially on rap parts for Among Us. That's pretty cool. Like that Travis Scott esque type thing.
Yeah, that's fine. How do you feel competing against such a big names in Norway? Ulrik, Elsie, Just. How do you feel for compete with big names?
I feel like it's kind of an honor to be on the same stage as them. I think it's cool to say that we are here and they're also here, so like we can share the same stage with them. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you can learn from them, and they can give you tips because they have more than you.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice. Okay, and then now talking more about Eurovision, like thinking that you win Melodi Grand Prix and you will represent Norway at such a young age, especially you, Kyle. How do you feel like representing Norway in Eurovision, and what would you be your goal in Liverpool? You like to, of course, everybody wants to win, but you want to, in this way, share your talent and your music with the whole world and get worldwide famous, or what's your goal on this the whole project? Basically.
Yeah, more so than get famous, I think we have like this idea of spreading our message, if that makes sense. Just spread positivity, because in these times there are certain parts of the world that are facing struggles and things that are not okay, you know. So we just want to spread positivity to those who need it and to those who don't too.
Yeah, makes sense. And do you see yourself in Eurovision? Like, have you dreamed about this and you already see yourself in the biggest stage representing Norway?
Yeah, it's our biggest dream. Like I can speak for all of us when I say it's our biggest dream, and not only because it's Eurovision, if that makes sense. It's also because like it's because of like you know, it's a huge thing, you know. So we get to spread our message. So yeah,
makes sense. Great. And then talking about Eurovision in general, do you have any specific song from Norway or other country that you like the most, or that you look up to, like you like to do a similar performance, or you think that you have like a similar vibe?
I don't remember the year exactly, but it was a song called I think it was Lie or Lie to Me by if you and the vibes are so sick. It's like so immaculate, and it's taking flips on the stage just like Christian's about to do. So if we can make like some of that like vibes on the stage, I think we can get far.
So
he did really well. Like he came top 10 for sure. I can't remember where, but yeah, really high. So really good performance.
Yeah, I feel like for like speaking like of me, I would almost want to say that I'm a bit like a masculine version of Chanel, if that makes sense. I'm going to give that power. I'm going to give that, you know, the same vibe.
Yeah, the same vibe. Go for that energy.
Eso.
Yeah, just confident dance, slaying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just go for it. I mean, like she's amazing. Yeah.
Sí, literalmente.
literally took us back to the to the top 5 or even top 3. So yeah, after many years coming in the bottom. So yeah, and actually Norway never sent anything like this, I think, to Eurovision, like dance numbers. So and also I think normally they don't send like a young artist as you or as young as you. So it will be like a really innovation for Norway. So yeah, why not? I mean, you don't think about this kind of music when it comes from Norway, but Eurovision, you can expect anything, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Always a surprise. So
yeah, we're hoping. I mean, we always hope that we'll get far. So
and even
I mean that.
And even if you don't go this year, like you will try already other years, and you will see like.
Claro.
Yeah,
hasta que ganemos, vamos.
Of course. That's the attitude. Trying until making it.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so yeah, I think we came to the end of the interview. So now, yeah, thank you so much for your time and your patience with us, and your
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, maybe now Antonio will do like the end in Spanish, and well, you can say you can say something in as a group, and then maybe can say something for the Spanish audience in your behalf, so people can vote for you next Saturday.
So much Eurovision Spain Info for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, and make sure to watch our live performance on Saturday, and we hope you vote for us.
Umami out.
Buenas noches. Come on.
We hope not.
Muchas gracias, Spain Eurovision Info, por tenernos, y espero que vosotros que estáis viendo, que nos apoyéis y que votéis a vuestro favorito medio español, vamos, porque, vamos, voy a servir todo para Noruega y para España, vamos. Eso es mi meta.
El Chanel noruego.
El Chanel noruego. Eso. Hasta luego.
Gracias.